Oh. Right. Chain. It's time to sharpen it. It probably doesn't really need it, but it certainly is blunted. There are several quite good videos on YouTube of how to sharpen a chain. I'll put a link to one of them because it's not just a case of shoving a file in there. In theory, you need to get all the angles right, apparently. But I think probably the most important thing that I took from all of them that I watched was a light touch. It's the same as when I'm sharpening my wood turning tools. The last thing you want to do is to push the tool onto the grinder and lose a load of steel. What you're just trying to do is that sharp edge. That's what's important. So what I'm going to do is follow their advice for the moment and see what we can get here. So what we've got is a catch which stops the chain going in that direction. That means that the tooth which we're going to be sharpening is at precisely the right place every single time. Now, the alternating teeth have angles in two alternations, whatever. And that angle is important. So we have a guide on the front here of angle going from 0 to 30. The videos that I watched, it seemed that the majority were talking about 30 degrees. This particular chain is the one that came with the saw, so I didn't have a packet for that chain to look at to see what the specific angle needs to be. Consequently, I'm just going to go with 30. So that's that's not locked. Brilliant. It doesn't lock. Oh, hold on. Fool that I am, the lock is underneath. Locked. Perfect. Okay. So that is for clamping the actual chain in the vise so it doesn't move. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Can you tell I'm an amateur? Okay, so that's locked. So we're at 30 degrees. We're at a tooth which is 30 degrees in this orientation. The next tooth down will be 30 degrees in the other orientation. So in essence, I'm going to just do all of the teeth which are in this orientation first. So then the saw comes down and wants to be there. So, fool that I am, that wants to be just behind the tooth, not behind the depth stop. Right, so at that stop position, the disc that comes down to sharpen it is just missing the blade. So let's push it just a tiny bit forward. Now it just touches it, which is what we want. So, blade is locked. Then we've got the depth stop, which it seems I think it was actually set at pretty much the right place. So that's okay. So with that set up, with the depth stop set, with the locking point set, and with the clamp so that the chain is held tightly and can't move, I think we can actually start sharpening. Now, as per usual with any of these sharpening things, once you've done the first sharpening, you can take the thing off and have a look at it. If you've got bright steel where you've sharpened, then you've sharpened. If it's still sort of slightly mucky because of all of the dust that I've been sawing from it before, I mean, you can see on top of it there's a bit of possibly oil residue, I don't know. But if you get bright steel, you've actually taken some material off and it'll be sharp. Probably. Well, that didn't take off very much at all. So let's push that slightly further forward. Slightly further forward again. There you go. Yeah, excellent. So that is literally a line of bright silver right where the cutting edge is, and because it's so shiny, you can see that it's absolutely just crisp on that edge. Perfect. So I'm going to carry on and do all of the teeth which are at that orientation. So that was the first one. That's the second one. Right. That last one that I came down, it didn't really touch the tooth, which tells me that's the first one that I did. Probably. So now, let's set it up for 30 degrees in the other direction. Now, I can't remember from the videos that I watched whether it is automatically in the right place. It is. That's great. That saves time. Lovely. Oh, wow. One of the teeth was completely ripped off. Oh dear. That's the first tooth again. So that, in theory, is a newly sharpened chain. Well, it can't be any worse than it was when I took it off the machine.